everyone, and welcome to my podcast. Yeah, I said it. My name is Dallas, and I do this to share personal stories to bring more connection to the world. And welcome to the next discussion from my BTS Soundcloud mixtape diary. Here, I'll share with you my thoughts on the BTS songs and covers that I listened to that were only on SoundCloud at the time. Some are now on streaming services. And this was with the help of translations from Doolset and Bangtan Subs. Now we're going to take a moment for the song that we all know needs to be on streaming services. Just prayer circles, all of the spells, everything we need. Please, 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 please. Like in one of my favorite Disney movies, Princess and the Frog. Please, please, please. But I don't really want to kiss any frogs, but I will if that means we get dang on streaming services. I'll do it. Anyways, if you haven't heard any of these songs before, I will put the link in the description. But if you do stop and go listen and just please, 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 please come back and also share your thoughts below. It'd be great to hear what you have to say if this was your first time or if this was a re-listen for you. The next song is So4More. When I originally went through the lyrics of this song, I had never heard it before. And this was back in 2021. And so here are some of my thoughts from my journal and then some when I had my second listen right before I recorded this. So I had written, I have never heard this song or I haven't heard it before. That's the same thing, Diana. I'm going to vibe first, maybe make some notes and then look up the lyrics. And so that has technically been my approach this whole time, is to vibe with it and listen to it and try to feel the emotion and then go to the lyrics and see what's up. And this is one of those where it gets ya, throws a little curveball because when you listen to it, it's very mellow and jammy. And there's this light piano plunking notes in the background, and you could still feel emotion. You could still feel this sense of, I don't want to say urgency. What did Tay call it when they were in the subway on Jimmy Fallon? I can't remember exactly what he said, but there was that something there that. So back to my notes. I said this was on 6/13/2014, their first anniversary FESTA. I had written Namjoon equals lyric wizard. As I've said to this day, I said J with the beatbox exclamation points. So young. I like the light melody, slow jam feel, like mid 90s slow jam feel. And then I said, ooh, swears. Because you don't technically hear that, but we know Namjoon has loved the F word since the jump, and that's amazing. I feel sometimes with swear words, I know people have their different thoughts on them. I feel sometimes you have to have some sort of emphasis on the gravity or the nature of something, and a swear word, it gets you, it attacks you, it's like ha, and it makes you listen. And in my humble opinion, it adds seasoning to things. Sometimes things are hot and it's spicy, and some of these lyrics since day one, Namjoon, have been spicy. Love it. So going back to what I said, without knowing the lyrics, it also feels reflective, honest, and graceful with feeling expression. And I said, because the song is on their YouTube channel, which I, again, will link below. The studio is in a closet, for goodness sakes, because it's 2014. This 10 years ago. And look how far they've come and how far they have to go. And there was a line here. It said, rap doesn't have to be fast and life isn't either. And that's facts. And what's cool is I have a little Namjoon sticker next to that part in my diary about it. See? Legit diary. I just didn't write this the other day. This is full of stuff. So, yes. Okay. But that line, facts. Rap doesn't have to be fast and life isn't either. As I have been listening and really diving into the lyrics, which a lot has been written by our leader, Kim Namjoon, president. He has really redefined rap for me. And I grew up on rap. I grew up on R&B. I'm a 90s kid. I was born in 79. So my early years until 10 years old was in the 80s, but from the 90s on, I was a teenager. I was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The ending number of the year, I can remember how old I was. So in 1993, I was 13. In 1994, I was 14. And that's when rap and R&B, and you started to hear the sounds coming out, East Coast, West Coast. There was sensationalism with putting it into this pigeonhole of gangstas and look at this horrible music. And I used to make up dances all the time. It moved me. It shaped me. And when I first started to listen to BTS, I realized that that music, even the music I listened to back then, they had grown up on as well, or draw from as well, listen to as well. And it kind of had the same effect where it really touched them, it really moved them, it really inspired them. It made them step outside of the norm and be free with their creativity and their musicality. And so I love that. I wrote down here to continue reference Born Singer, because J-Hope referenced that in his verse. And I written Suga's desire for success keeps him up. Hobie feels the weight of love to want to do better. And I had said this song was light and jammy, but very deep. Kind of like RM's line, rap doesn't have to be fast and life isn't either. It doesn't have to be heavy to carry deep meaning. And this song was very light, but it carried a very deep meaning. And I'd written, I must put this in rotation. Again, when I first got into BTS, I was like, why isn't all the music on one platform? And I think you can, for the most part, get everything on one platform. For the second listen, as I was going through the lyrics, getting ready to record, I thought, thank God there are 7. Thank God there are 7. Because even then, even in 2014, understanding the weight of the world, success, keeping them up, things don't have to be fast tracked. You can take your time. I wish that everybody would understand and be on the same page that they have always been able to freely express their emotions, because these are pretty heavy emotions in 2014. It is only compounded as the years have gone on. They have had an avenue with the resources and the means in order to go through those emotions. It was back then, and it is absolutely now. And it's going to be in the future when they get out, because we as ARMY know that they can't say things right now. They've all expressed that in one way or the other. The latest being Namjoon's birthday letter. What's going on with the other members, Suga. I'm not going to go into those things because we're not going to spend energy on that. But in order for them to go higher, they will probably absolutely be addressing those things in their music. It would be folly not to think that they're not going to express things in a new way. And I'm here for it. I am here for it. Whatever happens too. They've all talked about coming back together. They've all talked about making more music. And I fully believe that they will, because everything that they have said thus far to me has been true. There's no reason to think otherwise. So that concludes this episode. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this song or any of the other songs. The links are going to be below. And we will see you next time. Deuces.